Final talk, final talk, final talk with Tavis, with Tavis. Hey there, BC. Welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. Hold on here. Okay. Hope everyone is having a great day so far. I don't know if my camera is foggy. I don't know what's going on. I know that it's a muggy day here in Kansas City, Missouri. It's muggy and another great day to make a video because it's just an overcast. They say that's a great time to take photographs too. Well, you know, they go hand in hand, video and photo. It should be raining anytime soon. I see some droplets on the window. Well, hey, do you all use Keurigs? Is that how you say it? Those coffee makers that just make single cups of coffee? My job has that. We have a new teacher's lounge, and I get there and I make that cup of coffee, and it like takes 2 minutes. It is so delicious. And they have, my principal has different varieties of flavors, and I just choose one. I like the bold flavors. I like strong coffee. And sometimes I do like it to be kind of dessert-like. I like it to be sugary. But you know, what's that? I have, today I'm at work for half day because I'm going to the dentist to finally get that second part of my crown done. In an earlier video, I said I was going to have that surgery, or not surgery, but that procedure done, but I couldn't because I had to stay at work. We had a very important meeting to attend. So today I'm going to talk, or I'm going to that dentist that puts his hand in my mouth while he asks questions. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to tell him respectfully, don't ask me questions when your hand is in my mouth. Can you be any more respectful than that? How can you tell someone that without being disrespectful? Or is that disrespectful? Maybe it's just the way you say it. Say it in a joking way. Hey man, you know, while your hand is in my mouth, don't ask me questions that I can't answer. That's going to take a long time to answer. And I don't even want to go, I don't want to say nothing. Just do what you need to do and talk to your assistant. And then let me get the heck out of this chair. Luckily, I don't have to pay anything because I paid it at my first visit. Okay, you all, I'm ranting. I'm not ranting. I'm rambling. I wanted to ask you a question about these turntable needles. I don't think I've ever owned a turntable long enough in which the needle wears out. How do you know when your needle needs to be replaced? You know, I guess I could Google it. I've not Googled it. I just thought about it and said, let me see what my VC friends do. Or have you ever, I know that probably some of you have purchased a turntable from like a thrift store or something like that, and you went ahead and replaced the needle just because you didn't want to risk finding out that your needle was bad. But have you ever bought a new turntable and then realized that the needle was just no good? You've played enough records to where you know it's time for a new needle. I've never owned a turntable long enough to figure that out. I don't want to have to deal with that. My God, I don't want to mess up my records. But that's my question. I mean, just like recently, I had that LP60 in my classroom, and man, when I get to school, you all, I put on some Anita Baker, and the music sounds so good coming from that Bluetooth. Wow. And I think people now know me because they know me of playing music when I get to my room. I'm playing R&B music or something that's, you know, uplifting or a little sexy, if you will. And then when the kids come, I turn off the Barry White. I never will forget when I first started teaching back in 97 or 98. I was playing Parliament and Bootsy Collins and stuff like that. And my principal, he was a cool dude. He said, Mr. Minner, be sure not to play that when the kids are around. I've always remembered that. So when the bell rings for the kids to actually enter the room, I turn off the music, you know, because it's talking about love and, ooh, don't leave me, baby, I want your love. But the kids know it anyway. Oh, wow. So, have you ever had to replace your needle on your turntable? And if so, why? What made you realize that? Were the records just starting to sound bad? Was the sound quality diminishing? Were your records becoming or getting skipped or being ruined? I mean, I could not imagine having a turntable with a needle that's ruining my records. All the money I've spent on these records. You all, I've done pretty good. I've not spent, it's been a good 2 weeks and I haven't spent any money on a record. Even dollar ones. I haven't went to the thrift store in about 2 weeks. That's good. I'm okay with that. Totally fine. But tomorrow, different story. Payday. I've got to get those 2 great records from eBay. I told the eBay sellers, I said, listen, because it's a little expensive. I said, listen, please, I won the auction, but I can't pay you until this date. Usually, you know, you have to pay within 4 or 5 days, especially on Discogs. They say, they have it in the description, they expect pay at a certain point. But these people, they're very kind. They said, oh, that's fine. And they see that I have a very reputable, review. I have great reviews. I pay for my records. And I usually get to buy it now. I don't usually do auctions, but lately I've been doing auctions and it's been really cool. So these 2 records that I plan on paying for tomorrow, I just can't wait to get them. I can't wait. You'll see them. I do a video about them. I will do a video about them. I want to thank Mr. Hall of Fame, Brandon. I saw your video this morning. I put it in my playlist of the contest. The Godfather of the BC has posted a video entry for my first contest. He is so cool. That's what, Brandon, you are one guy I'd love to meet and just like have lunch with and just sit down, because that man's got all types of records. He listens to all styles of music. And in my family, I'm not really used to that. I'm the only person that may have a variety of styles of music because I teach music. So therefore, I want to know all kinds of music. I'm the only person in my family that I know of that owns classical music. I must listen to Bach sometime. My favorite classical composer of all time. I must listen to Bach. I love Beethoven. Mozart. I appreciate his story, but his music, I mean, Bach's, what is that beautiful piece of music? The Kyrie eleison song. Kyrie, is that the Passion? No, that's not. Look, oh, I can't believe I forgot, and I'm a music teacher. I forgot. Oh, it's beautiful. I think it's the Passion. Oh, no, Bach's B minor Mass. Yes, I knew it would come to me. The B minor Mass of Johann Sebastian Bach. Oh, I love that. some of these conductors, they conduct it too fast. So I like the real slow one. There's one conductor, I'll show a picture of it. I love this particular piece. I love their version of it. And if you are a classical music fan, the French composer, I think it's Gabriel Fauré. He has a wonderful piece. Oh man, it's Fauré's Requiem. Oh man. I mean, there's one guy that directs it. I forgot his name. It'll probably come as I'm driving. Such a beautiful piece of music. I cry when I hear that piece of music. It just flows so beautifully, and it's one of the songs, or one of the pieces rather, that I remember singing in college. And you know, I was a music major, and this was the first time that I was singing in a big choir doing classical music. It was just, and I remember doing Vivaldi's Gloria. Gloria, 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 in excelsis Deo, Gloria, Gloria, Gloria. I was the bass, so I keep going from the melody to the bass part. Great times. You know what? I need to join a choir here, and just, I want to do classical music, but I want it to be serious. I don't want it to be no community choir. I don't want it to be, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I want it to be like the serious orchestra and choir of the town, and audition and make it and be a part of the chorus. I've not done that since I moved here to Kansas City. I've just kind of not done it. I've usually been the soloist, but I've never been in the choir. They asked me to be the soloist of a particular piece, but I'd love to join a choir. Yeah, I want to do that so bad. I have so many things I want to do. So many things. You know, while I'm doing this thing, and I was talking about the fantastic Mr. Hall of Fame and Brandon and all the people who have major entries, Eric Weinbender. I mean, that was really funny, Eric. I mean, you and Veronica make a very good team. I don't know if that's your girlfriend. I don't know what's going on. You all would have great looking children. You both are good looking people. Hey, maybe that's personal, too personal. But hey, I'm an almost 50-year-old man. I can say what I want to say. I'm 47. I don't mind saying it. Anyway, y'all would make some great looking kids. What's wrong with you, Eric? Get busy. Now I'm single. I know I'm single because my house is dirty and there's no one else to help clean it. I had spaghetti last night with some friends. I love to cook. So I had spaghetti with some friends, and we were listening to that turntable and listening to the barge and all that good old music, and I made spaghetti like a spaghetti party. And when they left, I should have had them clean, but it's still dirty from 2 nights before. I'm just walking over stuff. You know, when you're single, you know, you don't have, although I have seen married people, I've seen married couples with children. Houses just dirty and nasty. I was like, what is going on in this place? It seems like somebody would have some chores to do. These children need to clean up. Now, when you're single, you have no one to clean up for, unless you're just one of those people that just has to have cleanliness everywhere. Everything has to be spick and span. Maybe it's just personality. Yeah, that's what it is. But I can go, I don't have to really clean a lot too much. I've got to have a clean bathroom. That's mandatory. My kitchen is clean when people come over. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm sharing this. My kitchen is clean when I know people are coming. My bathroom is always clean. I cannot stand a dirty tub. I love when I go to hotels and you walk into the bathroom and it's just beautiful. I love that. I like hotel scrubbed bathrooms in my house. I love it. You know what? I'm going to answer my own questions of the contest. It's going to end on the 31st of August. You have a couple of weeks. Okay. Now, I believe the first question, well, I'm just going to think about them and just answer them. Last night, before I went to bed, I was listening to, is it Max Beyond Thunderdome? That movie from 1985 with Tina Turner. We Don't Need Another Hero. That is an awesome song, and the kids don't come in until the end. We don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home. All we want is life beyond the Thunderdome. Tina Turner was in such great voice in 1985. She gets that real low voice. Life in the ruins. I don't know what the words are. You know me and lyrics. Let me keep going. That's the song. We Don't Need Another Hero. I love that. And when I heard those kids first come in, or when I first heard them sing that song in 85, that's a single that I bought. I bought that on a 45. Love that song. The introduction is just so smooth. It kind of sounds like What's Love Got to Do with It. It has that not strange, it has that same kind of intro. That real cool intro. Let's see. A movie musical. Yeah, that's one of the questions. What's a song from a musical or a movie musical? I must say that mine is God Is Trying to Tell You Something from The Color Purple. Now that it's a musical, that is, first of all, the movie is absolutely spectacular. One of my top 5 movies, The Color Purple, makes me cry every time. But pretty close to the end, when they start singing, Speak, Lord, speak to me, speak, Lord. God is trying to tell you something. Has that gospel? Well, it is gospel. Written by Andre Crouch, my favorite gospel singer and songwriter of all time. Great song. Gets you going. And it goes so great with the context of the scene. Amazing. It's amazing. I love that song. Name a song that you remember singing in high school or middle school or elementary. Well, I did mention some things I did at the university. We did Vivaldi's Gloria, Fauré's Requiem. Love those pieces. But the first song I remember singing in elementary school is Froggy Winter Courtin' and he did right, Froggy Winter Courtin' and he did right, Froggy Winter Courtin' and he did right, a sword and a pistol by his side, I never will forget learning that. That was just a great time. I love singing that song. He made it to her house one day, It just has a lot of verses and it tells a story about a frog. Do y'all remember that? It's a great little song. I teach it to my kids. I haven't taught it in a long time though. But I have taught it to my children. They enjoyed it. There's also a song about the fishies. I think it was a pop song too. Song about the fishies. I don't know. If you all can remember the song about the fish, I taught it to my kids a long time ago, but I haven't taught it in a while. Oh, another song from with children would definitely be the Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dearest friends, I am not very familiar with Pink Floyd, and there are so many of you out there in the VC who talk about Pink Floyd a lot. To tell the truth, Another Brick in the Wall to me was a very scary song. I found it very creepy, and I would avoid listening to it. So I need to really start listening to Pink Floyd and see what that's all about. The first album that I remember buying as a child wasn't any pop song, wasn't any R&B. It was a children's record that I bought at a thrift store for about 25 cents or something like that. I think my mom bought it for me. It was Alice in Wonderland. I was really into cartoons, of course, like many of us were. But I loved the story of Alice in Wonderland because I really couldn't understand it, and I was trying my best to understand Alice in Wonderland. Why was she going down this hole with this rabbit? Why was she getting big? Why was she getting small? And the storyline just, it's like the person who wrote it, had to be on drugs. I mean, wow, just like the Willy Wonka story, person had to be on drugs right now. How in the world did they get away with that? Anyway, I remember buying the Alice in Wonderland soundtrack, and it was just so fun to hear the story and hear the little songs weaved in with the storytelling of the song, or the storytelling. And I don't have that. If I were to have kept all the records and cassettes and CDs that I ever bought, I would have no place to store them. I couldn't live. I just couldn't live. I couldn't live comfortably. I'd be sitting on stuff, CDs and cassettes and records. What album or what artist would I teach about? I would teach about Diana Ross and the Supremes. And I've done this before during Black History Month. I teach a lot about different African American artists in general, because I like diversity in the classroom. I teach classical, R&B, rock, pop, country music, music from different lands, African music. We do square dancing, we do folk dancing. But if I were to just spend some time and know that I was going to talk about an artist, it would be Diana Ross and the Supremes and their story. How they started off very poor and how they were first called the Primettes. And the story is honestly very tragic. It's a tragic story because of how Florence Ballard, it's said, it's historically written, or the story is that Florence was the one that really kind of put the group together. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Florence was the one who named the group. And she's the one that eventually had to leave. And then she's replaced with Cindy Birdsong. And Florence, she died pretty much broke. And now we have the fantastic, wonderful Diana Ross, who's just 75 years old at this point and touring and living life, and we celebrate Diana Ross. I mean, I cannot not celebrate Diana Ross, because she has said it's her voice on those records. I mean, sometimes life just throws you a curveball, man. So that's the group that I would talk about. Yeah. I think those are all the questions. Yeah. And you know what? One more thing. I just realized that I have 500 subscribers. You all actually take the time to listen to me? That's really exciting. And I quit trying to say on there, subscribe. I'm not trying to get subscribers. I just love talking to my VC community. And those of you who are listening and you're subscribing, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I never would have thought. I started this thing with a Johnny Mathis review. I remember when I celebrated 100 subscribers. And then after that, it was like, Tavis, just do your videos and don't worry about it. 500? Now watch when I go home, there's going to be probably 497. Oh, man. But anyway, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. You all, that makes me feel good. Someone is actually listening to what I'm saying. 500, probably not 500 people. I probably have a certain amount of people who listen, and probably the other 450 of you just subscribe because you just wanted to hit a button. Anyway, I'm not being negative. Thank you so much. I never would have thought that doing a Johnny Mathis record would end up reviewing a Johnny Mathis record would lead me to having to make all these videos. I never would have thought. 500 subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm really thrilled. I thank you so much for that. So everybody, listen. Have a great day today. I'm going to have half a day of work today. I'm going to the dentist afterwards. At 12 o'clock, I'm leaving. So, hey, have a great day. As I always say, live victoriously and with music. Be inspired and stay inspired.